Hi everyone, I just wanted to start this video by saying a couple of things first. One, this video is in no way an objective critique of the game, it's not even a review for that matter. This video is me, finally biting the bullet and expressing how I feel about this game. How, in many ways, it genuinely shaped the person I've become, and how it made me afraid to play it again for so long. 2. I'm going to go very in-depth with the heavier subject matters of the game, including suicide, self-harm, murder, and my personal experiences with some of them. I am in no way professional mental health advice, so if you think those subjects may make you feel uneasy or provoke you uncomfortable feelings, you might want to skip this video entirely, or just skip the parts mentioned with a timestamp. 3. If you, or anyone you know, are suffering from mental health issues, please try to seek immediate help from either friends, family, or a psychologist. You are not alone, and we are here for you. With that out of the way, let's begin. There are so many places where I could start from, but why don't we start with the story behind this game, and we work our way from there. Life is Strange was made by Endnote Entertainment, a French game developer from Paris. What many of you don't know is Life is Strange was not their first game. That title goes to Remember Me, a game released in June 2013 that's meant to make you feel like an absolute and complete fucking badass while kicking ass in New Paris. However, we're not here to talk about this game today. I just wanted to mention it a bit because it has some relevance later in this segment, and because I know a lot of people found out about Nod through Life is Strange, and they don't even know this game exists. But who knows, maybe I'll make a separate video about this. Anyways, development for Life is Strange started around April 2013, and it was formed completely with an episodic format in mind, mostly because they wanted to keep their vision of a slow and burning game and maintain their creative ideas, while also keeping in mind their budget restraints and marketing. And marketing they did. This game blew up like a motherfucker. Like, I can still remember my Tumblr dashboard being filled to the brim with theories, fan art, and just general content about this game. And I don't even think anybody expected it. Like, it was timed perfectly, and I mean perfectly. It came a bit after the Walking Dead game, which means people got familiar with the gameplay and were willing to give it a try. More on that later. And it also came while the whole indie folk hipster vibes are coming into general culture. Talking about culture, the characters were written using archetypes from the Pacific Northwest, this setting being chosen for its, I quote, nostalgic, forever autumn feel, end quote. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think they could have chosen a better setting. Playing the game again recently and again for recording and writing and stuff, I really cannot imagine this story being portrayed in a place other than Arcadia Bay. I don't know what it is about it, but the mysterious organ really has its flair. From otherworldly words to the small town presented, like, it all comes together so fucking well. It's honestly just impressive, and at times, like, just straight up breathtaking. Like, holy fuck, does it really make the world feel alive and like an actual fucking place that exists. I mean, massive props to the people behind it. Also, massive fucking props to the people who changed the name. Originally the game was to be named What If, to, you know, reference the mechanic of the game and how a normal person would just keep changing and changing and changing stuff, asking what if I did this or that. That's mostly because they started the game not from the story but from the mechanic. Something that was thought of during Remember Me, but most likely they were just not satisfied with how it turned out in that game. Ultimately, they chose to name it Life is Strange so they could purposely distinguish themselves from a film with the same name. Eventually, the game and its episodes were released throughout 2015, much to critical acclaim I might add. All of it launching the nod into stardom and changing the lives of many, and I mean many, early teens and young adults, very much including mine, and since you're watching this video, most likely yours too.
Splash water on my face and make sure I don't look like a total loser.
I hate that class, it's so fucking boring.
She's so fucking shy.
The gameplay is weird, to put it lightly. On the surface, it's one of the simplest ways of game interaction possible. Press button, button do the work for you. But it's more than that. It feels like it's more than that. I mean, for crying out loud, I know that all I'm doing is walking and pressing Y to look and A to interact, but the way it's presented, it's complicated. The best way I could describe it is like this. Try for a second to imagine you're the character in such a game. Not that you're playing a game, but you are literally the character in the game. You move next to an object and inspect it. All those thoughts and feelings are going through your head as you're having a monologue. The same thing happens with Max. All of her interactions with objects in the world seem really surface level, but that's alright, she's not a know-it-all, she can't make every thought she has interesting, and I bet you and I are the same. When you look at something simple, I don't believe your mind instantly starts thinking about how much time it would take for that object to traverse 700 meters while underwater. It most likely goes something like, oh, that's nice, I wonder who made it. In this regard, we are just like Max, a little awkward on the outside, a little sweet on the inside. There is one teeny tiny difference though. We are not time travelers. Or at least I presume we're not. I mean, oh my god, I genuinely don't think I know anybody who never wanted to be a time traveler. And to experience that in a primarily story-driven game, it's heaven on fucking earth. To be fair though, the way it works is really fucking weird and it doesn't make a lot of sense, even in the story, and that can be quite off-putting to some people. And it's not like the devs did not know this, they absolutely fucking knew that the time traveling doesn't make any sense, considering that while it takes you back through time, you get to keep all of the items you have on you. Like that one time the game teaches you about this when it gives you an option between taking a picture of Kate or intervening, just to tell you that you can take the pic, rewind and then intervene. Like, if they were to try to make a mechanic that makes sense within our world, they most likely wouldn't have let you keep items from a fucking alternate universe. But hey, I'm not a game dev, who am I to judge, right? I mean, surely they wanted to make 100% understandable mechanic that could at least be explained with some made up stuff and shit. Except you literally also travel through space. How? Well, when you rewind, you don't just go back to 5 minutes ago when you were in your room. Oh no. You stay in the place you were when you started fucking rewinding, and they fucking throw a jab at it too. Chloe literally says,
Bullshit! Fucking door!
Welcome to my domain.
You are magic! I have no clue how the hell you got in there, but you did it, sister.
but whatever. It makes for good gameplay, so it's alright in my book. Want to know what's not alright in my book though? The fact that, except for specific story related actions, no matter how many times you rewind, you always get the same fucking outcome. I mean, damn dude, is Max really that fucking stupid to knock over Chloe's snowball 1,000 fucking times without realizing? Holy fuck, I should be more careful with that. And I genuinely don't know how to stress it, but when I played that part, I had no fucking clue where the CD was. I really thought it had something to do with the damn fucking box. So there I was, having spent a solid 10 minutes trying everything possible with that box. I eventually gave up and searched for a walkthrough, and let me tell you, when I realized that the box had nothing to do with the CD and it said, your actions will have consequences purely because I broke Chloe's globe, oh my fucking god, did I feel some kind of way. And it's not even the only time this happens. Like, why give me a rewind mechanic if I can't use it to do something different, like however small? I mean, yeah, I get it. They might have not had the budget to have a clean variation, but it does low-key get on my nerves sometimes, and it can also momentarily ruin the immersion. At least it did so for me, but hey, I might just be a dumb bitch that can't understand the simplest environmental cues. I know I've gone a bit off track, so let's rewind a bit. Fucking, I'm so sorry. When the gameplay works, oh boy does it fucking work. You can feel like this incredible, indestructible being that can control time and space at their will, and you just know that if something doesn't go in your favor, you can always go back and have everything just the way you wanted, like down to every small detail. But when it doesn't work, well, you're just gonna have a hella bad time, to put it lightly. I mean, damn, I don't want to repeat myself, but sometimes this game can really make you feel like your IQ is lower than the amount of times the conservative people said something true. Nonetheless, however frustrating the gameplay might be at times, it serves the game very well, and to be fair, it really pulls you into the world, just like the soundtrack does. Hey folks, I hope you're all handling well so far. Just wanted to let you all know that from here on, things might get pretty dark for some of you. If you decide you've had enough and don't really want to hear the rougher parts of this video, that's perfectly fine to me. Please stay safe and know I love you all. To the rest of you that still want to keep going, let's get started.
Come on, Logan, bring it, brah.
Oh, the soundtrack. There's a lot to unpack here. First of all, I just want to say this. Whoever thought of including these artists, thank you. Genuinely, thank you. You might have single-handedly saved my life more than a couple times. I just cannot stress this enough. Thank you so much. Thank you for including Jose Gonzalez. I can still remember 4 years ago when I went into Max's dorm room and opened that hi-fi, instantly having crosses play. I remember pulling out my phone and opening Shazam just so I could find what song this is. I remember playing this one song for months after finishing the game and then forgetting about it. I remember a few days ago when I entered Max's dorm room, I opened her hi-fi and I just broke down crying because this damn fucking song came on. This song that took me back to when I was a little kid with no friends that spent all their time indoors playing games. Hearing this song again after so long felt like going back in time, having all those horrible memories, all those happy memories, all of it just flashing right before my eyes. I cried a lot when certain scenes and songs came on together. I mean, fuck, I literally cried during the title drop when Max puts on her headphones and starts listening to all of you. Just like with Jose Gonzalez, for a second I remembered everything. I remembered how I started listening to Sid Matters because of this game, and how I had the lyrics to their song written in my diary, and how I still have Sid Matters lyrics written on every single one of my notebooks. I remember how, no matter the time, place and feeling, I always had Sid Matters in my playlist. How because of this band I started playing guitar. How because of this band I started taking singing lessons. It was never because I just wanted to play guitar, or because I just wanted to sing, or because that's just the music I wanted to make. It was always because I liked their songs, I wanted to play their songs. It was always because I wanted to sound like them, because I wanted to be as good a writer and composer as Jonathan Morali. All of these because I remember how much this fucking game means to me, and how it both fucking broke me and fixed me. Because this was the artist that stuck to me, the artist that kept playing even after I last opened the game in 2016. The artist that kept that fucking kept me alive when I wanted to fucking end it all so many times. I've always wanted to be that. To know that I can help somebody in any way, shape or form. To know that what I did made them feel just a bit better. maybe moved them further from the edge. Just want to give back to the world what this artist gave to me. Fuck, what these artists gave to me. Maybe not all of them, but most of them have always been in my playlist, no matter what I'm listening to. Fucking RJ, Sid Matters, Morali, Bright Eyes, Message to Bears, Falls, all of them collectively helped me so fucking much. Whenever I put on their music, I always feel a little bit less anxious, a little bit less sad. It feels like a warm hug when I need it the most, like a shoulder to cry on. For a large part of my life I was really fucking alone. Not many friends, if at all. Nobody to talk to, nobody to hold close and feel comfortable with. Their music was my escape from the harsh reality of teenage life. All the bullying, the fucking mean words and the slurs thrown at me, even to this very fucking day. All of the times I self-harmed and all the times I self-harm. All of the times I took too many pills or was ready to throw myself off a fucking building. All these times these artists kept playing in my head, taking the edge off, helping me feel better. They're such a big part of me, of who I am. I can wholeheartedly say I would not be alive if it were not for these artists. I feel like I've got so much to say, yet this is all I can muster. Sometimes it's hard for me to express my emotions correctly, and I like to think that's okay. I just wanted to make it clear that these artists mean literally so much to me. I could talk for hours on end about it, and it would only scratch the surface. I'm glad I gave this soundtrack a deeper listen when I originally played the game. I'm very glad I played this game, and I'm so fucking happy I got to spend time with Max and Chloe. Let me set the stage up for you. It's early 2016, you just get back from school completely drained and feeling empty. You open up your PC to play some games and take the edge off. Who knows, maybe make yourself feel a little less like shit. You open up Steam and look at games to play. You see this game you've heard some talk about, but never really thought much of. You get the first episode, play through it, and before you know it, you've finished the other 4 pirated episodes and are left feeling both absolutely destroyed, yet happier than ever. And you finally realize what kind of person you are. That, my friends, is exactly what I went through. I know I'm not the first person to both praise this game and shit on it, completely shit on it, I mean, both at the same time, but I like it more than most people who made videos on this game do, and I've got reasons for it. I know the story itself sometimes seems half-assed or messy, and at points it truly is, but a good story is more than the sum of its parts. On the outside, Life is Strange is a coming-of-age story about a teenage girl that discovers she can go back in time and tries her very best to save her childhood friend's life. Only to realize that no matter what she does, no matter how much she tries to change the timeline of events, no matter how much she thinks she's in control, in reality she only has a single choice to make. let her lifelong friend get killed, keeping everyone else safe from the butterfly effect, and basically going through all of those struggles just to understand that she doesn't possess any real power? Or is Keeper Arcadia Bay with Chloe, saving her but dooming everybody else to death from the storm her actions created? Also known in the community as Bay or Bay. It's honestly such a heart-wrenching decision, and in my opinion, a very fucking good ending for a game. I can still remember looking at that final choice screen for what felt like hours, really trying to find it in myself what to choose. I remember saving Chloe, and it was such a goddamn hard choice to make. That choice alone, like, can really make you forget some details from the game. Details that are found once you start to get into the insides of the plot and understand that this game is not just a coming-of-age story, but also a social commentary on teenage life. The game explores these themes of exploitation, suicide, self-harm, depression, and anxiety is such a fucking accuracy. It sometimes physically hurt. It hurts because I'm someone who's been dealing with a lot of them, and seeing them portrayed like this, it really breaks me down to my core. I guess I should talk about it though. There are a few overlaps here and there, but most of the heavier narrative is told through our third protagonist. Yeah, that's right, a third protagonist. Can you guess who it is? I'll give you a second. If you guessed Kate Marsh, you're absolutely 100% correct. Kate is a friendly, kind-hearted, shy teenager that really doesn't really like being the focus of attention. She comes from a heavily religious background and household. Keep this in mind because it's very important. And because of this, she's continuously bullied for her abstinence campaign. Remember what I said about her being the narrative of the heavier subjects? Well, the thing is that one day in the Vortex Club, Kate was heavily drugged by some people and she made out with some dudes. Somebody recorded it and posted it on their social media, leading to everyone knowing about this. Kate fell into a really deep depression since almost every person was now a bully. They fucking bullied her because she was the victim of sexual assault. Let that sink in for a second. I don't think I understood it well enough at the time, but as I grew older, I realized that what happened to Kate was not just some niche narrative that happens only on rare occasions. I realized that what happened to Kate could happen to anybody at any time. This constant bullying from not only her classmates but also her murderer and rapist teacher led to her eventually killing herself. And the only way of you stopping it is if you, the player, are successful in talking her down and de-escalating the situation. And it's not even a given if you get to save her or not. Like, if you don't get to save her and you don't succeed in talking her down, she kills herself and she just doesn't appear for the rest of the game. She's gone, she is dead. Holy fuck, is it a heavy scene. Like, I honestly even debated putting this part in the video. Even now on my third playthrough of this scene and on an already uncountable amount of times I've seen this scene, it is still so fucking gut-wrenchingly disturbing, and the way it's delivered is just so fucking on point. I am literally fucking speechless trying to talk about it. Kate Marsh is a textbook example of how to convey teenage mental illness. It shows what are some possible causes of it, how it starts and how it could end, how your actions are more than just something you do. The tragedy of Kate Marsh is, in my opinion, what really sells the game and brings it to its amazing status. Because while many people don't realize it, Kate is as much a protagonist as Max is. She goes through something similar as Rachel does. Her story is expanded in pretty much all of the episodes, and she is an unconscious reason for the way Max acts, or at least my Max. Oh boy, I finally have to talk about this, don't I? The reason I've even started making this video in the first place is because when I recently played the game again, I realized how much me in the present is Max in the game. I 100% believe that playing as this character, interacting with the world that people live in, basically living the life of Max Caulfield when I was in my formative years, I really believe it made me the person I am today, or at least the person I'd like to think I am, the person I strive to be. I know I might seem like such a crybaby, but oh my fucking god, a few days ago I was literally sitting in my bed playing this game, and when Max put on her earphones and rushed to the bathroom because she was feeling anxious while listening to Sid Matters, all I could see was myself doing the same thing literally that same day. Playing this game again, I did not go through it as Max. I went through it as myself. All the little things that she does, all the little tasks she has with everybody, checking up on them and seeing if they're okay, being a nosy bitch and being just an overall awkward person, those are all me. I want to thank this game for helping me find myself and helping me understand who I truly am. I know I'm no way at the end of my journey and there is a dangerous road up ahead, but I have trust in the fact that I will be okay. After all, I've learned from the best. I think almost everybody can relate with the fact that your teenage years are absolutely horrible, especially if, like me, you're queer. Finding out you're not straight or cis can be very difficult. It's always a very scary experience, and finding out you don't fit within the norm society has pressured you into, that can crush you when you're that young. All those bad words you kept hearing at school, they all start echoing in your head. Not because people are saying them to you, because you are who you are, but because you know those words are directed and used for people like you, you all of a sudden realize how marginalized you are, and you most likely realize how important a fandom was or is to you, because that was the way you spent your time, and that's where you felt appreciated and accepted for who you actually are, and that's where you found comfort. For me, that fandom was Life is Strange.
Yeah, baby, feels like a hot tub. Too bad you made me feel like the queen of assholes because I wanted that cash stash. Tell me you're not gonna stand there watching me like a zombie. Don't you dare! Come stop me, hippie! Okay, you asked for it. Cowabunga! Why, look, an otter in my water. Dun 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 dun. You are so obvious. And I still get freaked out by that movie, so stop. I can't even watch any of those shark shows. I'll just rewind and harpoon you. Otter's revenge. Cheater. Yeah, you wouldn't know about that. I wish Rachel was here. She would totally love being in here at night. Wish you guys had met each other. We will. With all this stuff going on, I'm starting to think everything is related, and I want to find out for Kate's sake. She almost died today. Your power is changing everything, Max. Especially you. I can already tell. You're not so chicken shit anymore. Thanks, girlfriend. You know what I mean. You're becoming like this force of nature. More like luck of nature. Come on, my power failed trying to rescue Kate. Maybe I'm just stumbling back and forth in time. For what reason? You didn't stumble when you saved me, Max. Not that time. But that's because you were there to kickstart my power. So it's time to start moving forward in time. And we're obviously connected, since without me, you would have never discovered your power, right? Absolutely. You make me feel like I know what I'm doing. And you make me feel like I have a reason for still being in Arcadia Bay. I hope so. Stop being so goddamn humble. You're like the smartest, most talented person I've ever known. More than Rachel Amber? Dude, I'm not her groupie, okay? And I'm sure you have Blackwell bros all over you. Like Warren. You're the bro killer. Tats and two. You did not just say that. Plus, I am not down with these Arcadia Bay hillbillies. I don't blame you. Anyway, we have bigger fish to fry, right? No worries. Once you get over yourself, you're gonna make the world bow. As long as you're there with me. Don't look so sad. I'm never leaving you.